Beautiful people, welcome in, welcome in. So today is the first reset with no Solstice because the event is over. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to run some K1 Hive and we're going to see how many tier 5s we get. Now that Solstice is gone and we're back to no event helping us out, get good loot, get tier 5s. Let's see how it is. So for the first few runs, we're going to go in like this with these two being our modifiers. And I'm also going to just go ahead and adjust my setup here because I do not want to be getting fried. And I also want to make sure to have on hammers to cheese the shield of the wizard. We are 31 under. We may bump it up to 41 under to increase our drops if it's actually worth it, but otherwise we have to go to 51 under. Just play it by ear first. Now the way this video is going to go down is going to be a more of a longer form piece of content where it's going to be a one-on-one conversation to you guys. I'm going to be talking about, stuff about the game, but also just random other subtopics, right? If anybody who is watching the Mo channel, which is, the sister channel to this one where we post more Destiny content and other games types of content in the future, low key, bro, I got to be honest, getting precision kills kind of ass. We just not get rinsed here. Oopsies. But if anybody who is fans of the Mo channel will know that we have been doing this sort of similar style of content over last week, but obviously last week we had Solstice. Now we don't have Solstice, so we're still going to be doing a longer form piece of content, going over tier 5. It's going to be a little bit more edited. Like, I'm not probably going to cut out the time in between. Honestly, dude, running this for precision kills at minus 30 under is really kind of not ideal, if I'm being brutally honest. It is what it is, though. We're going to keep rocking it. But any other ones, I'm probably just going to say no and skip in the future, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Let me just snag that. Because I do be getting melted out of here right now, right? Let me, we also want to have these, be relatively fast. We're just going to keep moving. Luckily, K1 is a straight shot, right? Like, that's one of the things that is very, very nice, is that it's a straight shot. But now that Solstice is over, I have to be honest, my Titan he's what they call on the lacking side. It's not the most ideal thing, because I thought I already farmed up some Solstice armor on my Titan, but I didn't, and I also can't make that jump, apparently, is what it is. So my Titan is slightly behind the bell curve here, as my other two characters, especially my Warlock, obviously, because the Warlock's my main character, right, so he's going to get the most attention. Wasn't a headshot. I'm bad at the video game. I'm just going to pick up this heavy type vibe. I'm going to actually try really... I'm going to hit my side objective here, okay? We'll do precision side objective one time in the video. Any other time, nah, fam. We're going to reset that, because that's just not how we move. I am not a big fan of precisions, because it makes it way freaking slower. Like, I'm having to waste all this time, like, lining up crits. Like, whereas if there's other objective, like, ability takedown is what you want. 15, 20 of those, especially on a, any class, it's just completely free. Whereas this one's a little bit more annoying. Also, something I do want to mention is this modifier that we have. Accelerator, special surge, increase special weapon damage and ammo drops. So definitely be running double special this week or today, as long as you're playing and farming away, because your special ammo weapons are just stronger. So Choir, Mint Retrograde, look at them to be even better. That was not a headshot. That was also not a headshot. This will be a headshot. Don't call me the goat for nothing. JK, that is a joke. Don't take everything I say seriously. Thank you. That was not a headshot. We'll keep moving. We'll snipe one in there. And we'll be okay. Now, unfortunately, today it's dropping the linear, which, last season was the best time for linears, and the only one that got used was Queenbreaker. So you tell me, fam. There we go. Oh, what? I didn't reload my pulse rifle. Punch. Punch. I do need the Roaring Flame stack, so I'm gonna throw these. That's what I do. Where'd he go? Where'd the wizard? What? What? Why? Why? Oh, wizard, wizard, wizard. Did I not get a single special crate throughout this entire run? Yo, did you guys know that on higher stacks of Burning Fist you get extra weapon damage? Because I guess you did not know that. My dumbass. Nope. My silly ass didn't know that. Who's the real goofball here? Also, guys, if y'all did not know, running K1 Hive on a Titan is the best because you just cheat the Wizard Shield with a Sunspot. First run, garbage. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the lack of Solstice is not looking to be so hot, dude. It's not looking to be the best, the most ideal thing in the world. It's okay, though. This is the fusion rifle I was talking, linear fusion, bro. Like, yeah, it's an adaptive burst, but like, come on now, dog. Like, come on now. Come on now. Let's run it back. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. Alright, boys, we are back. We got the chosen one here. We got the chosen one. We do got to get a few, some of these just off rip. But it does allow us to not whiff our fist and keep moving. That's... I'll be honest, dude. The eager tracking nerf that they did, really good. Very, very little times these days where I'm like having my eager just be hella goofy, hella off the cap. Yeah, we're just going to still disrespect that ogre. Yeah, boy. That's why I like K1. Very K1 Hive, bro. You can't beat it. You can't not beat it. But I'll be honest, I've done one run of these. I'm missing Solstice already. Did I claim my postmaster, chat? I did not claim my postmaster. And yeah, this is not at the moment being streamed over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Kree, Kwree. Top link in the description. Just saying. This is a one-on-one. This is me and you guys. Me and the YouTube homies. This is where it all started. This is where it all began. Get this crap off me. See, the reason why I'm even doing a video like this in this format for the main channel is because I did 3 of them for the Mo channel, and they, with how good they did, it really surprised me. Like, I was not expecting them to do that well on a channel of that, you know, it's a very small channel, doesn't even have 200 subs. And for the videos to be as simple and as long and on there in that format and to be performing as well as they did, it really surprised me. So I was like, okay, we'll do a slightly similar style of format for the main channel. And that's why we're here. In those videos, bro, I am yapping about some just other stuff, right? For example, I can tell you about what I've been doing a little bit in my my personal life, along with some funny stories. But right now, I don't know how many people out there are football fans. I myself am a absolute giga diehard football fan. More so an NFL fan, and even more specifically so, I am a diehard cheesehead. I believe the green and yellow. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is the facts of the matter. I'm gonna get nuked by these guys, aren't I? I need my hammer. I need my hammer. I need my hammer back. I want my hammer back. I don't need my hammer. I'm an independent man. Hello, wizard. Because what I do is I do this, and then I do this. Boom skis. But I've been really, so I've joined this new fantasy league this year, because since I go to a B-dubs in my area to watch all my my NFL games throughout the season and stuff like that, and that's where I go to watch all my Packer games and everything. And through going there over the years, I've met a lot of other people who, you know, go there who are also like frequent regulars. I was used to work at this bar. Had a great time there. Just saying, just saying. And through that, I've met other football fanatics like myself. And this year, I was invited to join one of their fantasy football leagues. I'll be honest. I take my NFL knowledge very seriously. I don't want to get sniped or get wrecked by that wizard, so I eagered out the way. So when I got invited to their league, I'm coming in there with the mentality of, I'm winning. I don't care if it's my first year in y'all's league. I am winning. Y'all invited the next champion of y'all's league. You invited your own demise, like this barrier champion here. I'm dead. Never mind. Anyways, before I was so really interrupted, I'm coming in this with the mentality of, I'm going to win. So, throughout the past week and a half, 2 weeks, I've really been hammering home. I mean, I need to... Yeah. I've really been hammering down on the fantasy knowledge. Trying to update my own rankings. Paying attention to the freaking preseason. Which I generally don't do because it's preseason. Listen, we're locked in, bro. I'm gonna find my late round running back upsides because this league is standard. It's no PPR, so it's a little bit more favored towards running backs, especially like in the big 2025. Surprised it's not a PPR league. I don't want to rant too much about, you know, NFL and stuff like that, but I'm letting you guys know what I've been up to. I'm locking in. I'm winning this new league that I'm in. I'm gonna crush. That's my mentality. I'm staying up to date. I'm looking at other rosters. I'm paying attention to injuries, bro. Like, I'm in there. I am freaking in there. Oh, wait. Y'all see that right there? That's me playing high school ball. A little bit of lore. Just saying. See. These videos are designed to be a little bit more one-on-one, a little bit more personal with you guys. We got a face cam. Like, what up? Yeah, I know. I look like your standard freaking white boy with a backwards hat. I don't know what else any of y'all expect if y'all expected different. But hey, we out here. We out here. Now, something I do want to mention is... So, Ashen Iron is going to be dropping very close to the release date of Borderlands 4. And Borderlands 4 is a game I've been waiting to drop for, I mean, since Wonderland's flop, basically. I mean, because, I don't know if y'all know, but like, back before I was making some of this Destiny 2 content, I was making loads of Borderlands 3 videos, bro. That was my bread and butter game for like the betterment of like 2.5 years, right? Wonderlands was the next game in the franchise, and it flopped so bad, I dropped that crap, bro. Came over to Destiny, and this is where I've been at since. Since Borderlands 4 is finally dropping this year, I'm gonna let y'all know I'm gonna be on that game heavily. I don't want to say I'm fully going back to the Borderlands roots, but ooh, man, I'm gonna be in that game. Like I'm gonna be in that game, bro. I really am gonna have a lot of fun playing Borderlands 4. And honestly, if you guys never played a Borderlands game, I think you should too. Borderlands titles hit. They're awesome. And I'm gonna now throw my hammers. I wish they did a little bit more damage, but like, obviously, you know, Worm Gods aren't gonna buff the damage of my hammers or anything like that. Punch, 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 shoot, punch, shoot. Video game. Very bad video game moment. Shoot. Punch. Yeet. Yurt. And punch. And 360 Kobe. Give me my loot. Bada bing. Bada boom. Look. I know. As a Warlock main, it's crazy to see me making a video of this length on the Titan, but dude, I'll be honest, man. The Titan can be pretty fun to play on. It's actually not terrible. Did we not get A? We did not even get A. Interesting. Not even A on that, huh? Can we get 1 tier 5? We should be able to at least pull 1 tier 5 like this. With the Solstice modifiers, it was easier to tip this gold bar further without having to nuke my light level to the stratosphere. But we're chilling. I need to get gauntlets. Do I have gauntlets on the season pass? I probably should have checked this before loading in, huh? I should though. Hey, we take that. Worm Gods get infused. I don't like when the game takes me out of my inventory, bro. Like, I know I'm loading into an activity. Leave me in my freaking inventory, bro. I'm vibing for a reason. For the weapon ones, I do like to just get at least a stack or 2 as a Solar Titan because, bro, you need that shit. Generally, I just like to bonk. Like, I'll be honest, my favorite playstyle this season is just bonk on the Titan. It's obviously a bit nostalgic because hammer, as I whiff all my hammer. It's fun, dude. It's the hammer. It's bonk. It's bonk nation. Don't you guys want to be a part of Bonk Nation again? Oh, dude, low-key, special crates. What are we doing here, chat? Hey, what you doing there, big guy? Hey. Hey, now. I need to recheck my settings. That'll go to my postmaster. And then, I guess we'll just go ahead and prime it up, rather. I need to get a stack. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm kind of good at the game. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm staying alive. Mentality is staying alive. Staying alive is the mentality. Eat. Give me that. I don't have eager ammo. It makes my playstyle a little bit chalk. Oh, I have to get weapon takedowns. Yeah, see, like, weapon takedowns on Bonk isn't, like, the most thing you want because, like, you know, I want to throw my hammer. And this wizard, I mean, that guy can hold it. I don't like him. I don't fuck with ops, and ogres are part of the ops. So we just kind of have to nuke them. I mean, it is what it is. They have to get disrespected. And, like, look at this, dude. It's slow. I mean, Onslaught Choir does make a difference, though. Look at that, dude. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. He a fan. He a fan. He a fan. Hey, chill out. Chill out. Chill out. Leave me alone. Let us. Yeah, we'll get the rest in the later ones down there. All right, now I did bring up this topic in a video on the Mo channel, but I want to talk about it here, and it's something I should really be using my weapons here, honestly. And it's something that I don't want to say like I'm like a firm believer in, but like something I feel like yeah, real talk, like everyone in one point in their life should do this. And this scenario is working in a restaurant or a fast food restaurant, like fast food place, for like at least like 6 months. Just like understand, like just to like know what it's like. I don't know how many of you guys out there watching this video now have worked in fast food or at a restaurant, but I'll tell you, for me personally, my first ever job was a Smoothie King. Then I worked worked under the table as a kind of a bullshit position at a dive bar when I was a youngin'. And then I worked as a busboy at a restaurant about 15 minutes from my crib over in downtown. And dude, I don't know what that place was doing with their hiring strategy, but they hired me in the summer, or rather, they hired me at the top of January. This was my senior year. They hired was when I started working at this place. It was like the top of the new year of my senior year. I was graduating in May, but since I didn't have a job at the moment, I still wanted to have a job to do just for like some side income on the weekends. So I went and got this job over at this restaurant. We'll call it restaurant, whatever. I'm not gonna give it a name, bro. I'm just gonna chill. But just know that this was a place that was primarily focused on pizza and ice cream. And what do those things have in common? Like, what do those things cater towards? Exactly. The next generation, the young folks. Now, sometimes, this place can be very, very busy. And I would be the only busboy on the floor. Some of the servers flat out sucked balls and went and bust their tables at all. They're like, oh, dude. We got the, we got the athletic busboy tonight. Yeah, he'll bust all my tables. Totally. The fuck, a tier 1?
No one seems to know what it means.
Bind as
huh?
or control.
What? Now, through my time working as a busboy at this place, there was quite the amount of bullshit that I would have to deal with, because anytime anybody needed anything from the downstairs, because there was this restaurant was on stilts, right? So we had a downstairs storage, and like the actual restaurant is on a second story. So anytime anybody needed anything from down below, especially if it was anything like any of the servers or bartenders needed, bro, who'd they ask? Me, my goofy ass. And now my manager didn't really like me, so this motherfucker, shit. And my manager didn't really like me, so this goober would really go ham on my schedule. I'm cooked, dude. Where's my So he knew I was in track, and he would really like mess with my schedule because like this dude tried to schedule me on days he knows I had track meets, right? Because my senior year, I was a discus thrower for my track team, right? If you thought I was doing sprints or anything like that, marathon, hell no, bro. I was a football player for 10 years, bro. I ain't doing no damn sprints. You crazy? But I would definitely chuck that discus. And oh my god. And my boss man, he would really try and help me out, bro. He was an op for real. I ain't gonna lie to you. He would schedule me on back-to-back doubles and a Friday night on my weekends while I was in school. So I basically just, for the second semester of my senior year in high school, bro, I just didn't have any free time. I just didn't. I didn't have that much free time, bro. Outside of the evenings throughout the week, it wasn't much because it was Friday night. I went to work at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, pretty soon after I got out of school, and then I would work a double the Saturday and Sunday, back to back. It was cool, but like, bro, I don't want my entire weekend to be given to even to work like that. Like now, I at least wanted like one day, right? But there's this one day, this one night. I remember it was the start of my my little three-day stint. It was the start of my weekend work week at the restaurant. And let me get some of these here. The way it's set up, right, is that when you walk up the stairs into the restaurant to the actual like host stand, you walk up and to the right is the host stand, and like as soon as you walk up the stairs, you can literally see into the kitchen where they make the pizza and everything. And they're brick oven pieces, so they're pretty dang tasty if I'm being for real. And behind the host stand, there's about 4 booths. These are party booths. There's a little guardrail. Oh, I gotta remember about the smartifier because I'm like trying to like give y'all like a description. But there's these four party booths. If you're looking at the host stand, oh my Lanta, dude, I'm trying to explain something. Could they be any more obnoxious, bro? They're like little freaking mosquitoes. Like, fuck off. Leave me alone. I forgot my bug spray at the crib, bro. There's some one tops to the right of these little these party booths that people would extend to for like bigger parties, like 8 tops, 10 tops, 12 tops. And in the middle of these, there was a group with like 4 adults and 6 kids. Well, I don't know what these parents are doing, but they're not really paying attention to their kids. Bro, can my hammer hit an acolyte? Thank you. But they're not really paying attention to their kids because what happens is about 10 yards or 10 or 15 yards behind their table, I finished busing what was a really big party. It was about 25 or so. I get finished with it, and I did it in 2 trips, right? So the first trip, I basically brought a trash can over, I cleaned it, I cleaned off the table, I put all the trash in there, basically left it to where all I had to do was put all the plates and cups and take it back to the dish pit. So I go in there to get my second load in the bus tub. Throw the hammers, kid. I'm throwing my character's not. Come on, bro. Throw like I got an injured shoulder here. Let's go. And I basically have it set up to where it's a straight shot to the kitchen, right? It's very, very well. It's not close. It's very straightforward pathing. Is what I'm trying to get at here. The actual destination's probably about 45 yards away from me. And I pick up this big ass bus tub full of, ceramic plates, glasses, and plastic cups. Dog, this thing is heavy. Alright? And I'm not trying to like stroke my own ego or anything, but like I'm not some like weak ass little, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not some weak-ass bitch. And these things are heavy. Why is that tier 1? This is 40 under.
We'll be fine.
I have the bus tub like this, right? and I'll have to walk basically straight and just slightly around the big glass windows that show through the actual kitchen where they make the pizzas. Precision takedowns. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. We're not doing any precisions, okay? I'll be right back. So I'm about 15 yards away behind this big party with this heavy ass tub of dishes. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, it was probably close to like 55, 60 pounds, bro. I like definitely overstuffed that tub. It was heavy. All right. And as I start to begin my journey to the dish pit in the far back of the restaurant, I noticed on like the corner of my right eye that these kids are like, they're not sitting down, bro. They're moving about around their area. As a matter of fact, they're straight up sprinting. Why? Because it turns out that the kids are playing tag in the restaurant. Now, I'm not a parent, but I do think that is not like something you should be like allowing your kids to. I'm not saying I know better or anything, but I'm just saying like common sense would lead me to believe that is just something, because I wasn't raised that way. You know, if I'm acting out in public, my mom was about to. What? What are you doing? Let me also go ahead and get my side objective here. So when I see these kids acting out, I'm like, okay, surely I can begin my journey walking to the dish pit. Now I do, but they walk around behind this pillar. There's a satellite station right behind the host stand. It's like a big pillar where there was, you know, drinks and like other like server supplies, kind of like in the middle of the restaurant, and just another spot for, you know, where servers could input orders from the POS system, get drinks for their tables, you know, basic stuff like that, get napkins, silverware, any other extra little plates or stuff for appetizers, just, you know, basic stuff all in this little area. But the point is that it obstructs my view. But I see these kids like running like this. One kid is chasing another, and the kid who is being chased, he's running, but when he's running looking behind him, so he doesn't see what's in front of him. And he runs around the host stand to the point to where he's like maybe 5 yards away from me, and he still hasn't turned his head, right? Now, I have this 55, 65 pound, you know, bus tub of ceramic plates and glasses. Dog, I don't have the mobility to shift and get out the way. So the inevitable freaking happens, and these kids who are playing tag, not paying attention, run right into me. And I like literally run right into me. Luckily, I'm barely able. Like, I'm quick enough to just. Why are these knights all here? Like, where's my burning fist fodder? What are we doing? Leave me alone. But I'm barely able to like pull the bus tub up like this, and then he like kind of runs right here and lands like right in my abdomen area. So I'm kind of able to just like throw the bus tub like this, like just so it doesn't hit any of the kids, which thank God it didn't. But this fully packed restaurant, like I mean, it's fully packed. Like, there's probably like 100 plus people in here. All of these types of different conversations going on, like just customers, not to mention all the employees that are working. You know, there's like 12 plus servers, you know, a bartender, 3 or 4 managers, and like, you know, 20 plus, you know, cooking staff all on duty tonight. You have all those conversations and all the actual customer conversations going on, right? And the moment that I am forced to eject my bus tub because these kids are playing tag, not paying attention, and the parents, who are also not paying attention to what their kids are doing, aren't paying attention either, everybody stops what they're like, stops conversating and just looks in my direction. Just all of them stop, look at me. I'm like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? It went from all these conversations to Dead quiet. You could hear a mouse drop after I had dropped my bus stub. Everybody was just looking at me like, huh? Uh-oh. Someone fucked up. Uh-oh. Not my proudest moment, dude. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was pretty pissed off. I was, like, pretty fuming. I just went over, got the broom, dustpan, just started cleaning up the mess. But, like, man, was I fuming. Dude, I was pretty mad. Not happy about that. Now, I have a few other stories from that place, but a place that I worked after that place, I worked there for about 6-7 months, and then in July of 2018, right? I worked at this restaurant as the busboy from January to like the first week of July of the year 2018. That was the year I graduated high school. So by like, you know, halfway through the summer, you know, I'm looking for another job. Dude, I was done working at Salamuki's. I was done working at this restaurant. I was ready to go somewhere else now. I went from this busboy job to working at this fast food place because I had a lot of friends that were working there. I had like 5 or 6. I was honestly pretty cool. Like, and like these were like close homies of mine as well. They're not like acquaintances. Like these were like actually like at this point in my life, like really important friends of mine that, you know, the fact that they were all working at this one spot, I was like, dude, this is lit. I want to go work there too. So I did. This place prioritized heavily into just serving chicken fingers. No tier 5, by the way. Now, at my time working at this chicken place, let's just say that this place would get really, really busy, bro. Like, really, really busy. And with how just, like, my area was set up, like the city and the location of the building itself, it just, it led itself to basically at least once a month, every year, like once every month throughout the entire year, there would basically be like some sort of event going on. All right, I'll give just a couple examples here. But like one of them, there was a center very close to us where graduation ceremonies were held. So at the end of, you know, May, start of June, every single year, you know, after graduations were let out, the entire restaurant would just get filled up. People would come through the drive-thru to get huge takeout. I mean, dude, we're talking like takeout orders of like 100 chicken fingers, bro. Like, these people love day chicken. Love day chicken. Oh yeah, hold that. Oh, get smacked. Yeah, combat's defeated is pretty chill. I can just use my hammer and not feel bad about it. There's this also... It was in the, like, parking lot of a mall. So, there was always what we'd have, at the, on the night shift, what we called the mall rush. As, you know, the mall would close a couple hours before our store did. And anybody that was working there, or customers that were, like, doing some, you know, a little bit of last minute shopping for the day, they'd all come to our chicken place right there in the parking lot every single time without failure. And in the summer hours, when there's no school, and they implement these things called summer hours, to where we would be open till like 2 a.m. And it's crazier because these days they've further increased their summer hours through how long they're open for, right? Back then it was like 2 a.m. And there would be like other like 2 events throughout the year where like some old antique cars are a mass effect, or mass like they all, like, people bring them all to our area at like 2 points throughout the year to like kind of showcase their old antique cars, you know, from the 60s, 50s, and really like they're really like, oh well, like up to date, restored and everything. It's actually pretty cool. But man, dude, our business, it would get smoked. And then in March there was this like this club or whatever for like multiple schools around the area, and I don't know why, but like on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, I believe, we would get multiple school buses of this one club just ransacking our store, bro. I'm talking like 100+ freaking line between the line going out the main front door and the side front door closer to the front counter area. Just absolutely freaking packed, line out both of those freaking doors with a freaking drive-through double wrap, bro. Like I'm serious. I don't know what it was, but people love this chicken, myself included. But when you work in there, you really, when you work anywhere for a decent cent, you begin to, and you like initially like their product or something. After a while, you definitely don't like it anymore, or less, right? And I remember there's this one incident, man, where it's just like the sheer volume. Oh, why did I do that? That was just a total brain fart, by the way, chat. I don't know why I did that. I'm going to not do this. To where it was an event going on, and it was a weekend night. And on weekend nights, Fridays and Saturdays, they're open an hour later, no matter what time of year. Well, just so happens that this was not the most ideal time for us to be rolling on this super busy event, because our staff was short this particular night, right? We were just down like 2 people in the kitchen, so we basically had a borderline a skeleton crew in our kitchen that night. And if you guys don't know what that means, it's basically we had one person in each major position, right? You had me on what is called the boards. This is the spot that is making the actual combos, putting them all together. You have a person whose just sole purpose is to drop the actual chicken itself, and another person who is at least like they're dropping the toast, the bread. They're also dropping fries. They're helping out. They're basically helping everybody else out, trying to keep it together, because there's only 3 people. Ideally, in the situation, we would have board split, and then a partner helping the main person on the actual main boards, and then maybe a manager floating throughout the kitchen, keeping it clean, doing dishes from the whole, bird dishes, anything like that, right? Well, we didn't have any of that. So I basically get to work at 5:30. They tell me, "Yo, Kree, you're gonna be glued tonight, my man. I'm gonna try and be there to help you." This is my manager talking to me. "I'm gonna try and be there to help you out, keep it together and everything, but you're primarily gonna have to hold it down." I'm like, okay. And for the next 6 hours, I slammed at least like maybe 300 combos. It'd be like 15 hour, one a minute. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, dude, I mean, I remember this, dude. When 11 o'clock rolled around, dude, I was like, yo, my man, can I have a bathroom break? You're like, wait, what? You had a break? I was like, bro, I have not left the boards since I got here. I didn't even go put my scarf in the locker. Somebody else did for me. Yeah, I don't know why I was wearing a scarf in the heat of July. It was kind of just like my thing, and I rolled with it type beat. But yeah, dude, that close took us like 2 hours longer than a typical close would normally take me and the boys, bro. Because like I was primarily a closer at this job anyways, and like I was pretty damn good at what needed to get done and getting it done pretty quick. Lord, dude. The lack of Solstice is really being felt right now. I just got completely nuked because I'm being forced to up the difficulty to try and get better prime drops. It is what it is. And even then, bro, just because like we were so far behind, like we were so like low on staff that night, and we were so busy, bro. We just got so like we are normally able to like pre-close that night, bro. No, we started closing like at 1:30. Clicked out of that bit at like mother. And dude, I don't know if any of you guys have ever like closed up a kitchen that is like a pretty decent sized kitchen, and like the kitchen is just dropping fried chicken all freaking day. So it gets very, very dirty. You know, even as we're cleaning out, cleaning as we go, it still gets very, very dirty. Lots of caked on flour, filter pad gunk, other gunk, gunk there, gunk here, gunk, gunk, gunk. It would get freaking mad dirty, bro. You'd ask, the what? Why am I getting noob, bro? It's spawning me in Uganda. What is this game? Ugh. Bungie, we gotta do better, man. We gotta do better than this, bro. Total side tangent. What am I spawning all the way back here? Second. Why is the freaking loot so dookie? Just because the Solstice event left, bro? Like, brother. I'm going up against 450 enemies, bro. I should be getting a tier 5 every single run, like we were during Solstice. That's why that shit was. How do you miss that hammer? No physic damage. No physic damage. Maybe. Punch. Do. Yeah, you know, sometimes you'd ask the little girl in the hole to, you know, do the nasty bird dishes, just because, like, dude, like, we're in the kitchen, bro, we're just getting wrecked all night. We get a little bit of freaking help, just help, you know, clean some of those bird dishes. Nope. They get cut. Do the freaking the plastic pads, you just thunk and rack. That's it. Thanks. Appreciate that. I'll eat shit and clean my filter pad gunk for all this grease gunk. Appreciate that, you know, thanks. You're awesome. Not really, but this is what it is. And then after that job, I worked at a good old restaurant bar as a server / bartender. And definitely have quite some stories from working parties over there, and bartending during football season. Because like during football season, dude, they would allow you to wear any jersey for game day. Obviously, me being a diehard Packer fan, bro, I'm wearing my Jair Alexander jersey every single game day. And it just so happened that the years that I worked at this place, the Packers were like really good. They won, they had like multiple 13-win seasons in a row. It was because I left the chicken place in May of 2020, and then the next 2 years that I worked at this sports bar, the Packers in each of those seasons they won 13 games, which was awesome. So low key, really good luck charm, like low key high key type shit. Honk. But there's this one day where this was before I was working as a bartender. I was working as a server, and the way the restaurant is split up, you have a dining room area and a bar area. And I much preferred the bar area. I just like the crowd that goes to the bar. The dining room area got a lot of kids, a lot of parties with like teenagers, and just like not the best tippers, or like lower income families. Like, dude, I'm working there, bro. Like, I want to be efficient with tables I'm getting. I want to get the best ones I feel like are gonna tip me the most, right? Obviously, I'm there to make money. So this Friday night, I am in the good old the dining room, and I was obviously closer. I was closing it up, so that means I had one of the fire sections. I was D2 on the actual schedule, so is what it said, which means my section was basically, it was like this L area, like this corner area of the dining room, this top left corner area of the dining room, to where I had 3 booths, a party table, and a half booth table. prime real estate, my man. Prime real estate. So even though I didn't like the dining room, if I was closing on a Friday, Saturday night where I know we're going to be busier, I'm happy seeing that because I know that section was stacked with some of the best tables in the restaurant, especially in that damn dining room. So, I'm working my night, working my section. We had 6 servers in the dining room tonight. One of them being a freshly out of training, new hire, right? This is like I think it was her it was her second day out of training. But the thing is that she was very adamant about getting out of training earlier than normal because you're supposed to have 5 days of training at this place. After her second or third day, I remember she was like talking to the managers like, hey, can you just put me on the schedule normally now? I want to start making my own money. She was very adamant in her skills being good enough, and she knew the POS system well enough that she just wanted to go straight to the floor, which is very understandable. You get a serving job. The point of that is that you can make money really fast. You don't have to, wait for the pay period, depending on what time you came in to be, for the paycheck to hit or anything. Not serving. You go in and you come out with money every single shift. That's one of the main draws to it as an entry level job. It's one aspect that I liked about it as an entry level job was it was fast money and, fast legal money, I should say, that you could get without any sort of prior skills or knowledge whatsoever. So these my managers are very used to people asking for this privilege and stuff like that. If they feel good enough about the new hire, they'll let them do it. They were a little bit on the fence, but she was very adamant, so they were like, okay, we got you. We'll go ahead and start putting you on the schedule for this Friday night. Now this Friday night it's during the fall, so it's during football season. And for those of y'all that don't know about like how high school football season works, is that high school football is played on Fridays, college is played on Saturdays, NFL is played on Sundays, and there's obviously a Monday night game and a Thursday night game. But point is, Friday night lights are reserved for the high school games, and in my area, high school football is a huge part of the community. Even after you're an alumni in some cases, the culture is it's really football is what people down here care about the most. So every Friday night during football season, we would get fucking slammed after about 9:30, after the games are over, stuff like that. Because like our location, it was like 10 miles away from any given high school football stadium in the area. So like, whenever people would games be over, since we were so close to any of these stadiums, anytime these stadiums had a game, the winning team's gonna come here every single time. Sometimes even the losing team. Sometimes even both, dude. There's a night where both the winning team and the losing team showed up, and a fight almost broke out between the two. We had to kick them all out. That's a story for a different video, though. This one, we have this newer hire who's like on her first or second day. It was one of those like first or second day out of training, and she has a pretty busy section because she has 2 half booth, half chair tables, right? And then she has 2 party 6-top tables. And this section, it's the D3 section, which means you're basically the non-closer closer. You're going to get cut, but it's going to be like right at close, if not after close. AKA there's no point in being cut. But with her having this prime real estate in the dining room, managers wanted to be like, double check, like, yo, you're comfortable with this, right? This is going to be a busy section because these 2, 6-tops that she has, these tables very, very often, they get pushed together for parties. And the managers just wanted to be like, yo, you're good with this, right? You're going to be able to handle it. She was like, yeah, absolutely. So, we're going through the night, and, first few hours are chill. But we all know where the actual meat and potatoes of this type of night is, right? We, as in like the staff, which is after like 9:30 when the football game's let out. Okay, now keep in mind, this is a new hire. She doesn't really know what's in store for her. So 9:30 rolls around, and we get a call that we're about to get like 50, 60 people showing up, right? Football game left out, football team won, and they're coming here to get, celebratory dinner. There's going to be a lot of people. It's a Friday night. This crowd's going to be rowdy. And sometimes, man, it can be a pretty chaotic. These kids like to sit wherever they want to. they're moving consistently. So if you're trying to take care of them all by yourself, and they're moving everywhere, when you go to ring in their actual stuff, it can be really annoying because you're like, okay, you had this, and then like they're sitting over here, but you put it at this table because that's where they initially said you took their order. Point being, it can make it pretty hectic. She gets about, I want to say 20 of the, like a 20 part, like a 20 top in her section.
This will be their last ditch effort.
Maybe a little bit more because it basically, like, it borderline filled up her entire section except for like one table, right? And, you know, me being like a WCT, I was a certified trainer at this point. I part of my job is to like make sure like new hires, you know, in these types of situations, kind of just like make sure they're good and everything like that. So when I see that her section gets filled up in like one instance, I you know, like, yo, you good? You see, you maybe handle it. If you need anything, let any of us know, and we'll help you out. We're a team here. We're here to help each other make money. All right. She says, no, I'm good. I got it. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Go right at it. And as far as I'm aware, you know, as the experience was going, it was pretty chill. Like there wasn't too many issues. Some of the students were giving her a little bit of trouble just because, like, you know, teenage dudes, where we can be a little bit of some, you know, jerk offs, assholes. It is what it is. You know, we're at a young age. It happens. But for the most part, there's nothing too crazy. The issue comes in to when the food comes out, right? Now, I'll be honest, the menu at this place, it wasn't really that difficult because it's just basically your standard bar food. You know, think of anything fried, cheeseburgers, some tacos, sandwiches, some wraps. Right? It's a very not complicated menu. Oh, also, the hardest thing to remember is probably all of the wing sauce flavors, right? Obviously, you know, you got your boneless and your traditional wings. There's a lot of flavors that this place has to offer for their wings, and that's probably like the most amount of stuff that you'd have to remember is the actual sauce flavors. So she's taking their orders, you know, giving their drinks and everything like that. Everything's going smooth. But when the food itself actually starts to come out, and I noticed just as I'm taking care of my tables that like the look on their faces initially went from like, you know, chilling, having a good time, maybe, you know, slightly like joyfully and like jokingly annoying, to like legitimate, like these people are actually starting to get mad. Well, why is that? Here's why. It turns out that she basically messed up every single person's food order. For example, like every traditional like wing order, she fucked up and rang in as boneless, and vice versa. She rang in like there's multiple like flavors of chicken sandwiches that they have to offer, but she would not only ring in the wrong flavor, she would ring them in not fried, or like she would ring them like customers that wanted theirs fried, she would ring it in as grilled, and vice versa. It's kind of impressive how you could mess that up that consistently all in one order. But wait, it gets worse. How do you fuck up a salad order? They order a side Caesar salad, and bro, she just flat out gave them a whole like Cobb salad. Because like there's a button on the POS that allows you to ring in, you know, as like under sides, and like for entrees, like there's an option for a side salad. Dude, she went to the actual salad tab on the she completely fucked up the side salad, gave them a whole entree of an entirely different type of salad. Any of the burgers just didn't even ring in the topping, so they just came out as just literally bun, burger patty, bun. And on top of that, she just flat out forgot to ring in like 75% of the table's appetizers. So people were getting their entrees out before some of their people were even getting their their appetizers, and the food's coming out wrong. Now the managers at this were like very chill for the most part, right? If you made a mistake, they're not gonna harp on you about it. But one thing that our server manager just like his biggest pet peeve, like just like the one thing he really did not like having to do is comp off stuff, because the upper corporate managers were like really anal about comps and stuff like that. Now obviously in situations where like it happens, like the kitchen staff had just completely burgered it. Ironic, they burgered a burger by, you know, not cooking the burger properly or anything, something like that. Just being really oofy, making just mistakes. It happens. When you have to tell them that a server rang in the food wrong, it would trigger him. It would absolutely trigger him. But my man was really good at holding his temper. You know, so even if he'd be like boiling, he would just like he would just like hold it together and just get through it, and then release his frustrations out in the server meeting later on, and just use this type of situation as an example. But this is not no ordinary mistake. He had to comp off $850 worth of food and alcohol, all down the drain. And keep in mind, restaurant margins, they're already like pretty small as it is. So when that happens, corporate sees that, they're gonna get really pissed off, and then he's gonna take the brunt of it because it happened on his shift. So when server comes over and tells him that, you know, she's had a mistake and that he needs him to comp it off, he goes, okay, how bad is it? And then she hits him with the just come look. Oh, dude, he saw this, and as soon as he saw this, he literally went just ripped a loud like WTF, and oh yeah, that's just purely obnoxious right there. That's and Spawn's also like whatever. I don't like dying in this game. I feel like anytime I'm at this point, like I'm dying, like it's generally just nonsense. Like I just get nuked because I have to, whatever. I'm digressing, but he just lets a big, you know, F-bomb drop real quick, because rightfully so, because he knows he's gonna get fucking harped on and everything. Dog, he saw that, fired her on the freaking spot, never saw her again. And he was like, yeah, we're not letting any new trainees come out early anymore. Like, we're done with this. This is nonsense. Why did I do that? I wasted the buff. Oh no, I didn't. I'm the best ever to do it. Dude, he was so mad for the rest of the night. Dude, $850? What? Why did I die? I threw a healing grenade at my feet. Why is this game so poorly coded? Yeah, dude, he was not happy about that. You best believe he brought that up in a meeting a couple weeks later too. I wasn't referring to me though, bro. I did everything I was supposed to. Look, guys, we didn't get a single tier 5. I mean, Solstice being gone, we're back to the fucking trenches of this. It is what it is. Depending on how this video does on the main channel, I will do more of them. But I primarily will definitely keep this going on the Mo channel for sure. Thank you so much though for watching. I know this was a longer video, a bit of a different format, as it's just you and me. We're hanging out, we're talking, we're vibing. Thank you so much for watching this video. You guys take care, be safe, consider subscribing. I love y'all. Be safe.